Welcome back to another episode of the Otter Players Podcast, where this week we'll talk about the much anticipated, previously leaked, and now officially announced Steam Machine, the PlayStation State of Play for Japan, and much more. But before we do all that, we're going to jump in and see what everybody's been playing and jump right into it. Weeb, how are you, man, and what have you been playing?
Bonanza and Visions of Mana, and of course Dispatch, of which the last two episodes dropped this week, and I'm happy to say that I finished it and I absolutely loved it. Definitely one of the games of the year. Um, a very satisfying ending. I definitely hope they're going to make more seasons, and I guess if it's up to Aaron Paul, they will. Um, Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Well, I haven't said it before. Stellar writing, absolutely fantastic performances of the cast. Definitely happy with all the choices I've made. I think this is sort of my ideal playthrough. Did get a bit hectic at the end with the gameplay with the dispatch sort of meta game, um, where I kept on failing missions because I sort of handicapped myself uh, because I made
Are
a
you
choice
me?
that what?
Are you me? I'm always playing. I'm giving myself a handicap.
No, Omar, I'm not you. I made a narrative choice that handicapped me because it demoralized my team, but I stand by that choice because it was definitely the best choice to make. But it made things more difficult for me. Um, yeah, it. I guess maybe one one thing you can maybe critique the game is that it doesn't really matter because even though if you fail sort of saving the city, the cutscenes will be the same, except there is one optional choice you can make at the end that I didn't get because I didn't succeed in saving Los Angeles, but who the hell wants to save Los Angeles anyway? So I guess I'm good. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is absolutely an amazing ride. I really hope that the success of this, probably the unexpected success will prompt it to make more seasons of this. Also hope they're going to release it physically. Definitely want a physical copy, maybe with some goodies. Um, and I do, if you're so inclined, get the deluxe edition because it does give you a couple of digital comics, which will fill in some of the gaps of some story beats that weren't entirely explained in the main story. At least one thing I was very curious about that was revealed in the companion comics. So yeah, if you're willing to fork over the additional investment, I would definitely say go for it to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what can I say? I've already said it. This is absolutely an amazing game. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
No, I agree. Morgan, how are you, ma'am, and what have you been playing?
Good. And I think I know what choice you're talking about, and I made the same one, so don't feel bad. Um, but unfortunately, I only played like the first 30, 45 minutes of the first episode that dropped on Wednesday. So I haven't finished Dispatch, unfortunately, which sucks. But I am going to finish it tonight. Like that's a promise. But I trust Weeb, so if he says it ends well, then I believe it, and the writing pretty much speaks for itself. So yeah, Dispatch is fantastic. Not really surprised about the meta score it got, which was the 90. Um, it fits. Like it's just a great game, and hopefully I agree with Weeb. I hope they decide to do a season two. I know they're doing a different game. They're doing the Dungeons and Dragons next, but I mean, hopefully with all the fan love and everything that they decide to after they're done with this next game, or maybe at the same time work on a season two, since they, it'll be a lot easier than the initial development of the game, which took like 7 years. So now that they have like the groundwork, it'll go a lot smoother for season two. But yeah, on top of that, I've been playing a new game, Discounty. I don't remember if I talked about it on this show, because I know I talked about it on Will's show, but it's essentially just like an indie simulator. Like you play as a store clerk who is called to their aunt's store, the discounty branch, and to help her run it because she invests a lot of money into it. She wants you to come to her small town and help run the store essentially. So it's a sim slash, I guess, story kind of thing where you're running the store, you're upgrading it, you're buying merchandise to sell in it, you're remodeling it, making it efficient essentially. And there's also some kind of like mystery going on in the town at the same time that you're trying to solve. But it was a really good game. Really enjoyed it. It wasn't too long. I think it was like I spent like 25, 30 hours on it, and I beat it, platinumed it. It was a really easy plat. Really good game. I enjoyed it. I hope that they make another one because I was a little sad when it ended. I was like, oh man, it's done already. But I think that's more on me because I kind of like binged the game. But yeah, it was really good. Um, I'm also kind of just started on another game that I forgot that I wish listed, which is the great thing about gaming. You wish list a game, you forget about it, and then, you know, you get notified that it's available. I'm like, oh yeah. So that game was Rue Valley. I've only put about like an hour or two into it. What kind of drew me to it was that it looks like essentially Disco Elysium. Like it's a top down RPG where you make the same type of decisions, same type of story style and decision making that's in Disco Elysium. It looks like the game. Like it looks like the studio made a different game essentially. But basically the concept of this game is you're a man who is at this random place. You wake up at this random place in a motel where you're talking to your therapist, and essentially like you've been going through some things. We don't really know what's going on with the character, but we just know he's been sent to this isolated area away from where he lives to seek therapy. And essentially you can make your character how you want, just like in Disco Elysium. You can make them at the beginning of the game. You're allowed to choose their character traits, and you can make them like introverted, extroverted, a calm person, an indecisive person. Whatever you want, right? Um, but essentially, the plot of the game is you're trapped in this 47-minute time loop that you have to get out of. And each time you wake up, you're back in the therapist room and you start the day, you start the 47 minutes over, and you have to make certain decisions to try to figure out why you're trapped in this time loop and how to get out of it. But like I said, I'm only like an hour in, so I don't really know like how it's gonna play out. Like I just got to the point where I was trapped in the 47 minutes. But so far I'm enjoying it. The story is really good. For the little bit I played, and I like my character, and I made my character like an intro, like a super introvert. So like I can't even like when I'm talking to other characters, my character can't even like stand up to people like when they're inconveniencing him. He just kind of stands there, and like he like dialogue choices are locked, like because he's so like shy around people, which kind of makes me regret choosing the introvert because I'm like, I can't pick any of these dialogue options because he refuses to burden people or talk to people because he's so shy. But I'm gonna see how it plays out because it's interesting. But I'm really enjoying it so far. It just, like I said, it just released. But it gives me big Disco Elysium vibes, like everything about it. So I'm enjoying it, and I'll be playing that some more. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
That's what's up. I see Hero says he's still making his way through Yote. Understandably, that game is massive, and if you're going for the platinum before you finish the game, yeah, it'll take you quite a while. I know another person in a group chat I'm in, they finished just last night, and they still have 8 trophies or something left. I don't know what I have left because, like I said, I don't even know if I'm going for the platinum. So, um, but yeah, no, completely understandable. A lot of people still working their way through Yote, especially if you didn't start day one. So understandable. Um, and then Omar, how are you, sir? And what have you been playing?
What's up, people? I finished. I got the platinum in Rusty Rabbit. A great game, but fuck the plot. Tedious as fuck. I will say so. The game opened up after you beat it, so that's a plus. After that, I started this game like a few weeks ago. I think 2 weeks around that. It was going to be a short uh, play. Me and my friend, I wanted just for him to get the platinum in um V Rising, and holy fuck, that shit is literally a work and a half. We're closing up to the 50 hours mark, if not longer. That this game is farming galore. I played it on PC back then and I loved it. It just back then I literally used mods to speed up the game, the farming and stuff like that. But yeah, it's made by a few people, so it's an indie. Hopefully, and I mean hopefully Monday we will beat it and get the plat. And I just literally 5 minutes before, 20 minutes before the show started, I finished a game called Artist Impact. For this one, shout out to Kofi. He is the one that reminded me that this game existed. Basically, I think it's created by either Chinese or I think Chinese devs, and it's a story about Japan in a post-apocalyptic world. It no joke, it got one of the best tag team combo in the history of gaming. They are hilarious. They bounce off each other beyond belief. It's so funny. Also, for the first time in JRPG history, I finally experienced how do you play innate. Everything I'm killing with ease. I didn't even try to be overpowered and I'm overpowered as fuck with this game. So this game you don't play for the difficulty, there is zero difficulty. But a
Sounds
lot
like
of
my kind
it
of game.
is hand huh?
Said it sounds like my kind of game.
Yeah, and it is turn based, so you already know. And it's short, it's legit short. The biggest problem with this game is two things. One, it's not on console. It will hit console in 2020. I think it's on Switch and PC, and it will hit console later. The second thing, and this is the biggest thing, it have a lot of missables, especially if you want to get the best ending. Good luck with that. But I would recommend it because it got a phenomenal story. The combat is fun. It's again simplistic, but it's the humor between the characters that I love about this game. And lastly, I literally just finished downloading. Blame it on my brother, my little brother. I'm gonna try Dying Light and see what the fuss is about that. He
Dying Light, the
recommended to me.
original game.
Yeah, I never played the original, so I'm not gonna play two before one.
Oh, okay.
So I know three exists. Unlike me, he skipped story, so he just wanna play the game. As for me, I wanna experience the story from the beginning. You know me and weapon durability, so it's gonna be interesting if gonna survive this one or drop it. But that's about it for me.
Cool. Um, as for me, um, yeah, like Morgan, I'm still uh on the final act for Dispatch, which, as everybody said and as everybody's kind of seen on social media, is amazing. Um, that team really knocked it out of the park. Just absolutely great writing, which is super, again, I can't stress enough, super refreshing to see at a time, like I said, when um, a lot of writing in gaming for a while was really disappointing me, as far as the level of acceptable writing. So shout out to them for creating such a great game and having such a great cast, and really just working on that synergy and giving such an incredible performance. Like everybody else, though, like, I mean, I just want more of it, and I'm not even done, so that says a lot. So hopefully, like I said, you know, they realize, the fanfare and everything else, and maybe the publisher they're working with kind of helps them boost or something to try and really work on a second season sooner rather than later. Because man, I'm telling you, this one's hot right now. So I definitely think, especially with Aaron Paul being the big actor of it, being super willing to get back in there and stating he hopes they do several more seasons. So he apparently really loved the cast as well. So I mean, I think all the stars are aligning for them to continue it. So hopefully, this next project with Critical Role, um, and whatever D&D thing they're working on doesn't take up too much time or whatnot. But maybe it'll be just as good. So we'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, I definitely prefer the modern setting. I feel like everything nowadays is D&D fantasy and all this other stuff. Like modern day is kind of struggled to be uh, in many games. We're always in history. I feel like I'm constantly in the ancient China, medieval, something. So to get a game that is modern day is really refreshing. On top of that, so yeah, I'm definitely still really enjoying that. Um, then I have gone back and finally got past the part on Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, where I was stuck, um, trying to get through like this ice stage. It was always annoying, even when I originally played the games back on my Game Boy Advance. Uh, so yeah, I finally got past that. So I've been pressing forward on that as well. Like I said, I spoke about it before, but I'm a big fan of the Mega Man Battle Network uh, portions there, which is actually it's pretty funny because I don't really like Mega Man, but I like the Battle Network series. So um, yeah, perfect example of a game doing something different that a series doesn't normally do that turned out really great. And there's so many of them, there's like 15 of them or whatever. So definitely working my way through that. Um, Still set to finish Power Wash Simulator 2. Um, that's another one that we're closing in on the end on. Uh, so I'm excited to finish that up. Definitely looks like I'm going for the platinum on that. Um, since it's not too crazy, basically once you get to the end, I just don't know how the money's gonna work. So unless this like last project is worth like unbelievable amounts of money, like I don't understand how I'm supposed to earn the money to get everything, because a lot of this stuff is expensive in the end. And one of the trophies is having basically all the equipment all at once. Um, and at least currently, when you go back in free play, it only gives you points, it doesn't give you money. So, like I said, these last couple missions must be worth like crazy money or something to give me what I need in order to finally get caught up on that. Um, and then, like I said, I'm still occasionally going back to Yote. Uh, like I said, I'm still not really sure I'm going for the platinum. I've just been kind of getting stuff when I feel like it. Like I'm not specifically like, oh, I'm gonna set aside time and go do this. I'll just be like, all right, I'll go do a mission, and then like, that'll be one where it's like, oh, finish the side quest and silver trophy or something. But like, I'm just not really pressed about going for it specifically. Um, then one of the other things that I started, uh, honestly, I'm still not sure about this game, but this was one that a lot of people were losing their minds over a little after Expedition 33 had came out, um, which is the um, how do you pronounce the stupid long name for this thing? Uh, the 100 Line Defense Academy or whatever. I don't remember. I never remember the name of the damn game. I just remember it's 100 line or whatever. It has like 100 endings and all this other stuff, which I will definitely never experience. Um, but yeah, I did start that as well. So it's been interesting. I'm not sure how I like it. Somebody did mention that a large portion of it is visual novel, and I'm not like the biggest visual novel person. Some games manage to make it entertaining enough, intertwined with the other mechanics of the game, that it's interesting enough. I do like the combat. I'm a big SRPG fan, so tactics fan. So the combat really, really appeals to me. So I did get to experience that so far. Um, just depends on it's kind of giving me Danganronpa kind of vibes with the way certain characters are created. If anybody has ever heard of that game or seen that game, I am not a fan of that game at all. That anybody who has ever listened to Colin Moriarty, he has mentioned Danganronpa probably 4 billion times. He is like the biggest fan of that series, and I just cannot ever get into that series. So thankfully, though, it's not exactly like that. It's just some of the characters and the way they're designed remind me of it. So I'm assuming there's some sort of relation between the creator or something, but I didn't get all that detailed into it. Um, but yeah, there's just so much stuff. Like I said, to finish up at the end of the year. Um, Still finishing the platinum for Suikoden 1 and 2 remastered. I'm almost done with that. Um, trying to jump into the altars as well. It's just honestly so many things. And then the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition dropped, which apparently is kind of crazy and messy, which does not surprise me because the last time that Bethesda dropped an Anniversary Edition of something, they completely like broke Skyrim or whatever, and it's like completely separate. It's I don't know what's wrong with that company, man. They can never like do something that sounds really awesome and then not screw it up when it launches. So yeah, I'm sure it broke like every mod on the planet, which is something you'll never see people who like to use mods and stuff talk about. But yeah, every time a game updates and stuff like that, like a lot of times these major updates will break every mod you had in the game. So if some of these people have like 200-300 mods in their game, yeah, you're basically working on your mods from scratch again, to see what's compatible. That's if somebody updates it. So yeah, that's a whole fun thing to get into about how mods work, because again, I know the PC community will hype that up to no end, about mods, and mods can be awesome. Not saying they're not, but yeah, there's a lot of hidden caveats to a lot of the things that the PC community likes to boast about over console, that definitely are not all sugar, sugar and rainbows, as they like to say. But yeah, like I said, just a ton of games. Honestly, I know I'm forgetting something that I've played or, turned on in the meantime. But yeah, I mean, we'll just go ahead and jump into it because there's a few topics. Um, we'll go ahead and start with the PlayStation State of Play that happened, since that was a hot one for a bit there. Um, but yeah, over the week here, I think most people have seen it by now. PlayStation Japanese-centric State of Play, which they emphasized, which a lot of people still kind of hate watched it, which I found weird. I've seen some people who literally have never played a Japanese game in their life talk about, watching this and like live reacting to it. which I thought was weird because I was like, you definitely won't like anything that's shown here, regardless of what gets shown. Like, honestly, some of the things people hoped were shown, even if those things were shown, like, several people still wouldn't have liked this show. So, people were looking forward to Dragon Quest 12 and Kingdom Hearts 4 and a bunch of other stuff, which I definitely knew was not happening. But, um, even if those big titles were shown, a lot of these people who watched it still wouldn't have cared. The show was okay for me. Like I said, my biggest thing was the lack of announcements. Like it was a lot of confirmation on some dates, which was cool to get. For some of the games we were looking forward to, but really like no announcements. So yeah, it was just kind of it was okay. I don't really know what I would score it. A lot of times we'll do that, uh, but I don't know, 5 or 6 out of 10 or something. Like I don't know. It was just okay. Because like I said, like them showing Octopath Zero was whatever. Because I was literally already gonna pre-order that game. Like that doesn't even matter. Like Octopath is like anybody who knows and has heard us gush about Octopath on here knows that we were picking up Octopath. Um, but yeah, Morgan, what did you think about the PlayStation Japanese centric state of play, ma'am?
Honestly, sir, I thought it was a complete waste of my time.
I
I mean,
feel you.
I didn't really go in it expecting much. Like, um, like I know, you always see when it comes to these state of plays, people having some extravagant ass list of expectations, and I just laugh at that. I'm just like, no, Bloodborne, Kingdom Hearts 4, all this shit, and I'm just like, yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, we saw Octopath Zero, we got the announcement for the demo, so that was cool. Um, and then they decided to stab me in the heart by telling me that the two indie games I was looking forward to this year were delayed till next year. So, that made me so happy seeing that. Um, with Coffee Talk Tokyo and the other indie game that I cannot remember at this time. But
Oh,
yeah,
Inkono Beanie or whatever.
yeah, and Kono Beanie, my
Yeah.
other store simulator. I just want to work at a convenience shop, man. Why does everybody keep trying to like hinder my dream? But yeah, so those two games that were slated for, the end of the year have been moved to Q1 2026. So I'm just like,
like everything
okay,
else.
like everything else. So basically now, as far as 2026 goes, like every game I'm gonna play is coming out within like the first 3 months. It's like insane. Um, but yeah, other than like those three things, and obviously those were things that I already knew were coming. There was nothing new that I saw that I cared about. No really announcements that was like, jaw dropping, but it's a state of play, so I don't really expect for my jaw to drop really. But yeah, I mean, if I happen to give it a grade, I give it like a 3. Well, let me not say a 3. I'm gonna give it like a 4. It
Okay.
is like I mean, it just I could have used that lunch break more, effectively, you know. But yeah, it's cool, I guess.
Understandable. Yeah, I ain't mad at that score. I definitely get it. I was definitely being generous with the 5, so I feel you. Um,
Yeah.
Weeb, what did you think about the state of play, sir?
Oh, amazing. No, just kidding. Uh, yeah, I agree, Morgan. It was a complete waste of time. I mean, yeah, sure. We knew it wasn't going to be a Japanese centric show, but I mean, even me as a weeb share saying like, guys, please, please, you could have shown at least something, more exciting than what you've shown. Uh, I mean, a lot of stuff need already announced, and yeah, I guess the only thing they're pretty much announcing were, yeah, this game that we already announced is going to be delayed. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like this could have been an email. I think the only thing that looked interesting was Wandering Sword, which sort of had Octopath vibes, but
Yeah, it does.
but I think pretty sure it was already announced. But
It was. I've actually been eyeing it on PC for a while, but then
yeah,
they announced it for console
yeah,
basically.
yeah. I mean, I figured. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, but I mean, I already ordered the collector's edition of that, so I don't need any more convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could have gone to bed early and get some shut eye. I think that's sort of my takeaway from this one. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is, but yeah. I'm not going to grade it, but because I don't want to waste my my brain cells and figure out what score I'm going to give it because it was that bad.
Yeah, it was that bad. Understandable. Some of the comments from the chat seems like Henry enjoyed it well enough. He said Inconbini, the Monitor, and Never Witch. He enjoyed as far as what was shown. Looks like Josh said that State of Play was fun. We're talking about the grade for the State of Play hero. But yeah, so a few people, like I said, seem to enjoy it. So, Omar, what did you think of the State of Play, sir?
Oh boy. Wait, there was a State of Play?
There was.
I might have missed it. Okay, so real talk though. We covered it off air. It was a disaster. Okay, so here's the thing. It was sick. There were a few games that I was interested in, but besides that, it was a boring fest. The way they ended with that night when the what you call it, they started strong, like they started legit strong, and then that ending with the Elden Ring online game. I'm like, come on. At least you guys are gonna get Atreus, congratulations. But yeah, no. It one thing it became clear to me. PlayStation wants Japan back. It seems either they like it truly felt like this is PlayStation introduction to Japan. PlayStation 5 introduction to Japan. They listed what you get when you buy a PS5. They hyped up Astrobot. They hyped up the DualSense as they should. They talked about 3D. I forgot if they talked about 3D audio, but they did talk about that uh, during the monitor. And they introduced that a new console that's gonna be super cheap, but it's region locked. So watch out with that one. And
Well, they region
yeah,
locked it, so they region locked it with Japanese because the idea is they don't want them being scalped outside of Japan was the issue because they were having a bunch of issues with people
Yeah,
purchasing them from
China
I
Japan.
get
specifically,
it.
right?
Yeah, China
Like
specifically.
China was scalping a lot of the Japanese PS5s over there. So I think this kind of helps that situation by
Yeah,
keeping it region locked and keeping it in Japanese so that Japan can actually get some consoles.
exactly.
Ac- Actually, listen, reading Henry Hack question: Do they have? Do they not have a Japan Hero project? I don't think they do.
They don't.
The,
There's no Japan Hero project.
the Japan
At
Hero,
least that they've acknowledged publicly yet.
yeah, the Japan Hero project is just investing in
I
Japanese
mean, I don't think
games.
they need really. They don't
Yeah,
really need
exactly.
one.
They,
Yeah,
They invest a lot in Japanese games. So I
yes,
think that
they
the Hero Project is for getting into markets that, and investing in markets that PlayStation hasn't really been in.
Yeah, it's
Well,
more
and
for
wow.
discovering talent.
particular
Yeah.
markets that don't really have like a strong game industry, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
what the hell? Japan is not an up and coming market, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say more so that they wouldn't have one just because, like you said, they do invest in smaller projects and stuff like that out of Japan, just not directly a hero project. Because, like I said, the hero project, like they were stating, is for emerging markets. So that's why they eventually announced. Originally started with China, which was a major emerging market, and then
Hmm.
of course you have uh, the India Hero Project, and then
Yep.
the Middle Eastern Hero Project. Which
Yeah.
again, there's been a lot of noise out there, and a lot of up and coming
Um,
devs in those areas. So
I'm curious what they're gonna bring out of that. So far, we've seen nothing, but anything is possible.
yeah, so I think that's probably the big thing. But yeah, to the point that Josh was saying, I mean, yeah, like I said, we definitely, I mean, I like I said, I can't talk about everybody else's reaction, but like I said, our reaction to the whole thing is that it's not about the Japanese portion of it. It's just that the lack of announcements was like
Yeah,
my real thing. Like
I
they basically just literally re-showed a bunch of stuff that we already seen. So
yeah.
that was more of my issue. Like I'm not disappointed with the stuff that's coming, but I was already, like I said, I was already pre-ordering Octopath Zero. Like I don't need to see that game again. It literally comes out next month. Like we was saying, he already pre-ordered the deluxe edition, or whatever, for Dragon Quest Seven and so on and so forth. So
Maybe
it's
they
just like
have
that.
what you call it. They have the right to what you call it. I forgot what it's called.
Marketing.
Yeah, marketing right. Thank you for Octopath Zero.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
Oh, and one thing I would say is that Japanese, not Japanese, either Chinese or from a different country where you play a strategy. I'm excited about that one. Also, the biggest surprise for me was that, and sadly, I'm gonna say the word, indie roguelike looked really good. Every second, I'm saying yes, 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 and you're saying no, no, no. That's not for me. I love that duality between us. But going back to it, this not gonna lie, that show didn't feel like it was meant for us. It was legit felt it meant for the casual in Japan to get a PS5. I'm like, if I'm PlayStation, would I not hype up, Yote at the end? Bundle it with the new what you call it, the new console. Do something. Make it exciting. You want it to be an entry, right? Like that's the perfect entry. A sequel to your beloved franchise. Bundle it. But yeah, I I was disappointed that it didn't show a lot. Um, I love how people got blowballed with that Square Enix. People were expecting something Final Fantasy related. I am excited for that Dragon Quest though. I'm loving. I'm having them. I real talk. I made the mistake of uh getting what you call it, Dying Light. I wanted to play Dragon Quest 1 and 2. But yeah, we will see what's gonna happen. But for the game, we already have most of them uh, wish or on our list. And yeah, PlayStation. I'm very quick. One last thing. I'm genuinely curious if PlayStation have a new, not per se vision, but person that's overseeing Japan. because they clearly seem to be super aggressive about it. They've been super laid back then, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they're just trying to make sure they solidify what they have coming and what works for that market, and just kind of reassure the Japanese market, especially with, like I said, the special edition PS5 that's at a cheaper price, to make sure they can try to secure as much of that market as they can as people kind of come around to the idea of the PlayStation 5 in the market a little more, depending on what they put out, and obviously showcasing the PlayStation Portal. And what it's capable of, because that obviously appeals to that market a lot as well. So I think they're just trying to reaffirm everything that they have going. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, I don't think PlayStation's going to do anything else before the end of the year. So in typical fashion, I'm sure PlayStation has saved their major uh, one of their major updates for Jeff's show, because that has historically been the point at this time, where they always do that since they no longer do a show. So I'm sure we'll see something there. I'm sure he'll probably end the show on Intergalactic or something, and then it'll say tune in, next year for whatever show PlayStation inevitably does, or another state of play. So we'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, so in other news for PlayStation, the New Horizon mobile game was shown off from NCSoft, the MMO. Again, let's get something straight right off the bat. NCSoft is a PC developer first, not a mobile developer first. So I don't know why people keep I don't know why people speak on stuff they don't know what they're talking about. Like, I kept seeing that NCSoft is a mobile developer. Like, while they may develop mobile games, they are a PC developer first. This is literally the company that has worked on Guild Wars and all this stuff over the years. So again, I don't know why people keep saying they're a mobile first developer. They are not. So that is not the case. Um, so the case with this game, coming out right now, people are saying, PlayStation wanted to expand their IPs and so on and so forth. With Horizon obviously being one of their biggest franchises, one of their newer franchises, that's done really well. So they're working with them for an MMO that is not the Guerrilla one, which is being worked on separately. They made the choice to make this one specifically on mobile, and then it is coming to PC by way of the Purple Launcher, which is a PC or a mobile emulator, which is not uncommon. Again, a lot of people are discussing this stuff that don't play these games or play on PC. So emulating mobile games on PC is not new. Like, despite that being a Purple Launcher, like BlueStacks has been a thing for a billion years at this point. I played several mobile games via BlueStacks on my PC. So again, to the point where you don't even really need to anymore. There's several updates where a lot of PC games will inherently, or a lot of mobile games will run directly on Windows. Windows made an update for a lot of mobile games that will work. This is more so me correcting the information, not necessarily this. But a lot of people seem to be lost about the integration of mobile in a lot of standard practices for PC and other places to play them. You also get a lot of mobile games launching on Steam directly. Perfect example, the recent Kaiju number 8 game is on Steam. The recent Persona 5, Persona 5X or whatever it's called, is also on Steam and launched on there. So again, like, the whole, well, whether or not you care where it is irrelevant. That's not the point. The point is, like, it is kind of weird, and this is my issue with it, because, like I said, whether or not people want to play the game, again, like, the discussion has been kind of odd online. My issue is that PlayStation stated, as well as obviously a number of other people stated, like, they want to mimic MiHoYo, as far as their strategy for mobile games, and the thing that makes MiHoYo as successful as they are is the seamless integration of mobile between all of their platforms, right? So it works on mobile. Their games work really well on mobile. They are built for mobile originally, but their games seamlessly work across PC. And then, of course, they're also on console. Like, I know someone personally who came to my house who had a PS4, um, and they bought a PS5 literally just so they could play Genshin Impact better. Like once they played Genshin Impact at my house on the PS5, like they immediately like did everything they could to get a PS5 to play Genshin Impact better. So to me, like it's a missed opportunity the way they're doing it. Just because you these type of games like you want in as many places as possible if you're trying to mimic that strategy. Now, if you want to limit it, then yeah, by all means, do it the way you're doing it, whatever. But yeah, like I said, in a time when mobile games, especially ones that look like they are developed for console, uh, are, you're just kind of missing that and not doing that. That just seems like a missed opportunity. Personally, like I said, whether or not you're interested in the game is irrelevant. That's not the conversation. Um, I think it looks good. Like I said, I posted the gameplay, so quite a few people have seen it. Whether I posted it or they looked up the footage themselves, I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm not. Uh, I don't know the whole thing about it being an MMO. I think that was kind of a weird thing, but that is what NCSoft is primarily known for, so it doesn't surprise me that it is an MMO. Um, but yeah, like I said, from what I've seen, it looks good. We'll see what happens in the future. I mean, they can always develop it or expand it to other platforms, which could also happen. So yeah, the whole conversation right now is just that it's not on PlayStation. So again, people are having the wrong conversation. Personally, for me, on social media, they're just like, oh well, you guys wouldn't have cared about it. This, that, and third. Number one, you don't know what I play, so you don't know what I would care about. So yeah, like I said, the game. My impression of the game is that the game looks good. Um, I definitely, uh, you know, would have definitely given it a try, and I still may, via the purple launcher because I definitely do not do touch controls. That is never happening. Touch controls are the worst thing to ever be invented in all of video game history. So let that be known. Regardless of if I play a mobile game, I never do touch controls. That is a sin. Um, but yeah, like I said, so far, uh, the game looks good. I mean, like I said, NCSoft is a veteran in the streets when it comes to developing an MMO. Obviously, they've got the known IP with Gorilla. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Whether or not the game looks good or whatever, we obviously can't make a full judgment yet. We've only know what we've seen, but like I said, what I've seen of the game, it looks good. So yeah, just an interesting observation for at least initial release. Um, but yeah, uh, Morgan, obviously seeing it and whatnot. Um, what are your impressions of the new Horizon announcement for mobile? Um, do you How do you feel about as far as like the release platforms? Obviously, I know you're not an MMO player, so this probably wouldn't have been something that you wouldn't have messed with. But just what's your general take on everything?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't really care. Like I just don't. I've seen it. It looks, I mean, it looks cool, I guess. That and the Ratchet and Clank game, and people are getting so upset about this and being like, well, it's PlayStation first party IP, so it needs to be on PS5. But I'm like, I mean, PlayStation first party IP have made, specific mobile only games before. Like there's been tons of God of War only mobile games. In fact, there's been a ton of Ratchet and Clank mobile games before, and nobody was upset about it back in like 2007 and 2010. Nobody cared. Now it's 2025 and they see it, they're upset now. Like, no, wait, no, bring it to PlayStation 5. And I'm like, okay, but why? Like, I mean, I guess people are upset because they feel like they're not getting enough Ratchet and Clank, but I mean, we got it in 2022, and they've said they're not going to stop making Ratchet and Clank. So it's not like I know people are worried that Sonic is becoming a Marvel only studio, but they've said multiple times that they love Ratchet and they don't have any intention of stopping making Ratchet and Clank games for the moment. So I don't really see why people are worried about that. I mean, I don't have a problem with PlayStation, or Sony, I guess, making mobile exclusive games. Like, I mean, this isn't like I said, this isn't new for them. This isn't a new thing. Like they've been making mobile games or mobile only games since like 2003. Um, so that was fine. Like if they want to bring the Horizon game over, which I guess from all the news and people questioning or asking them about it, I guess it's being brought up to Sony to bring it over to PS5, which is cool. But yeah, I just feel like it's like I agree. I think people would have the news would have been people complaining about it if it was on PS5. But like, oh man, this isn't the next Horizon 3. It's a multiplayer now. Oh God, like it's like you can't please people, and then it skips PS5, and then everybody's mad. So it's just like I don't know. Um,
I mean,
but
the
I don't
only
really
the
have
only thing to
a
that, I think people are gonna react that way regardless because they're still making, Gorilla is still making their version that's coming that isn't gonna be Horizon 3 as well. So that
yeah.
reaction to that is gonna be funny. And the only thing, if it looks worse than the mobile game, that's gonna be the thing I think that's gonna drive people crazy.
I mean, it probably will, to be honest. I mean, we've seen
The
the what
early
was it, like the
footage,
mock-ups of it,
yeah,
and obviously things in alpha are prone to change. Like art style is not locked in, everything's prone to change. But just
absolutely,
from like the key artwork, it looks like it's gonna be more Fortnite-y as far as the art direction goes.
yeah, it
So it's
does.
like, um, that's not necessarily to say that the art style is gonna determine if a game is good or not. It just doesn't look as gritty as Horizon does or as gritty as this mobile game does. So, I mean, it probably will end up doing worse. I don't know. But yeah, it's a very interesting decision. I think Sony probably just made it just because they're just trying to penetrate the mobile market right now, and so that was their focus. I don't think it was purposely to just shut out PS5. I think it was just specific focus on expanding mobile because the mobile business is um, growing in
Yeah,
profit each year. So I think they just wanted to focus on that. I don't think they were just like being like fuck PlayStation. I just think they just wanted to develop a mobile game to kind of get mobile users into an IP that they have a lot of faith in, the Horizon IP. Um,
yeah, I agree.
whether warranted or not. But yeah, personally, I'm just kind of like watching the Discord, people getting upset or people not caring. Like I just don't care. Like either way, I probably wouldn't have. I mean, I might have tried it if it came on PS5, but
Yeah,
the way my schedule is so locked tight with all these games, I have no business trying to invest any time in an MMO because that's a game that you have to continuously invest in, and I don't have time for that. Like, there's too many games that I have on my schedule right now that I can't sit here and like designate time to a game that requires you to put a lot of time in it. Like I can't. So
understandable.
I mean, if it ends up coming to PS5, I'm happy for the people who want to play it. I guess. I hope people play it. I hope it's just not talk like where people are begging for a game and then they didn't get it and then nobody plays it. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me.
All right, cool. No, that is understandable. Um, welcome, Viper. I see Viper joined us. He is stating they figure PlayStation players
Hey,
don't like live
Viper.
service, but mobile people do. That's why I'm like, yeah, that is, I mean, understandable. Mobile players are very finicky and like and play a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, um,
And the thing is,
yeah,
we don't really know exactly what the game is. Like, yeah, they showed us gameplay and stuff, but we don't know is how the monetization is going to work. If this is going to be like a gotcha
because
game,
gameplay better get you.
like we don't know exactly everything that entails with this game, like the setup, the how what kind of game they're trying to make here. And with that, that's why I'm like, people got to pump the brakes a little bit. For all we know, it's gonna be a card system in there in that bitch where you got to buy a bunch of crap. Like, it's just we really don't know what's going on with it. So I would just hold off of getting excited too quickly before it turns into another Genshin situation.
Yeah. No, I got you. Um, yeah, Omar, what are you thinking about this?
Okay, so I got one simple question. Why are they people acting like Xbox people? This is literally what Xbox did to their people. Starting focusing on PC and forgot that they existed. And they ate it up.
For the record,
Why
the
the
chat is
fuck?
about to roast you, so I mean, keep going if you want.
I
But
don't even know what he's talking about right now. what is
No,
what?
people defending this not being on PlayStation or PC. Like,
I mean, it's a
look,
mobile game, but okay, sure.
I don't give a fuck. It's a Horizon game. You know me. I got to play two Horizon games. Of course, I'm gonna want to play it.
I would agree with you if, like I said, Sony hasn't been doing this for years. Like I said, back in 2006, 2010, 2012, they've had Ratchet and Clank mobile only games, and nobody cared.
That Ratchet and Clank game, I love Ratchet. I'm not playing that, but that Horizon game though. That
You're being how are you gonna say this is PlayStation changing if they're doing the same thing they've always been doing?
with this one is different though.
How is it different? They're both first party IPs. How is it different because it's Horizon?
Because it's Horizon, yeah.
You see exactly. Not
But
making
real
sense
talk
so
though,
far.
I'm curious if people if PlayStation gonna put it on PlayStation, cause what do you call it? The devs want to put it on PlayStation because they seen the backlash. So, um, but from the little snippet that we got to see, like, come on, this shit look good. It does look streamlined. It's gonna be super simplistic, like we can see it. But it literally felt like they captured the Horizon magic and transported to mobile. Like that shit looks so good. The design, the enemies, like you can't tell me you're a Horizon fan and you don't want to fight the new enemies.
What new
Again,
And
I'm a
enemies?
Horizon fan, and I don't want to play that.
okay, that's you then. Me, I would
No, that's you,
absolutely
Omar.
play
You
Station
like trash.
Look, look. I read it. It used AI
Yeah,
whatsoever. Like, yeah, congratulations, it used AI. But even so, it's Horizon. But no, real
That's
talk
what I'm
now.
saying.
Real
He all morals and any kind of thing goes out the window with Omar when Horizon's on the table. Like this is what I'm talking about. He's not using any type of logic simply because it's freaking Horizon. Like, you would be roasting any other game that was using AI. Like, if it wasn't Horizon, because it's Horizon, you're like, oh, it's fine. Like,
no, but real talk now. I'm curious. What did they use AI wise? If
apparently for characters.
okay, that explains it. Because they didn't want to use what you call it. They didn't want to make it. First party? I'm not first party. What do I mean? What do you call
K
that?
don't have time for that, Viper.
Uh, maybe they didn't want to. I'm curious. Maybe PlayStation didn't want to put that much money into it, so they used AI.
I know
I'm
you're
not
doing a lot
defending it.
doing a
I'm
lot of guessing
absolutely
right
not.
now. Just what do you think of the
Oh,
game so we can we're gonna keep it moving.
okay, yeah, no. From what we've seen so far, it looked phenomenal.
No, it
It
doesn't.
genuinely
Okay.
did look phenomenal, unlike the Ratchet game. But yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen to it.
Yeah, I agree. Weeb, what do you think about the game? I'm assuming based on your comments, you don't give a shit, but
I don't give a shit. I mean, that look, people are on uproar about, like, I've literally heard people talk about it in podcasts, like, oh yeah, like I don't have an issue with it until they said it's coming to PC. Yeah, okay, you can emulate it on PC. Cool, great. Um, and maybe it's coming to PlayStation because as Omar said, the developer said, oh yeah, we are okay with releasing it. Probably PlayStation might be reluctant to release when they have their own MMO or multiplayer or whatever Horizon thing coming up, and like, yeah, we don't need two of those on our platform competing with each other. Uh, I get that. Like, and look, we're all or people are all uproar about this. Game hasn't even released yet. For all we know, it's going to be absolute garbage, and PlayStation is like, oh yeah, I, aren't you happy that we didn't put this on PlayStation? Yeah, look, I don't care. It's a mobile game. I, like Morgan said, I don't got time for this shit. Like, I got so much to play. I'm not gonna waste my time with a probably free to play MMO with microtransactions, flying uh, from you to you from everywhere, and pay to win bullshit. Like, look, I don't care. Like, wake me up when Horizon 3 drops. That's when I will care again about Horizon. I don't need this bullshit. And by the way, Omar, fuck you. Ratchet and Clank is absolutely amazing. I would rather have a new Ratchet and Clank game than a Horizon game at this point in time, because it's been too fucking long.
Oh fuck
Agreed.
no, that Ratchet and Clank game look like that. They tried it with other Ratchet and Clank game, it just don't work. While the Horizon game is looking something new, so we will see what's gonna
Look,
manifest
yeah,
more.
sure, Omar. Wait, what do you mean? Look something new? Don't we have that bootleg Horizon game coming up?
the bootleg Horizon game.
I mean, like, to be honest, that shit just looks like Monster Hunter. So it's like, if you want to play a game like that, just play Monster Hunter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people make that comment. I'm not really sure. I
No,
don't.
it look nothing. No, not very well. It look nothing like Monster Hunter from what they seem
Okay.
showcase.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is what it is. In more fun news, so Steam has re-entered the chat with the new Steam machine. So this news obviously came out of nowhere. There was a bunch of leaks and stuff, and people, assuming what was going to be the Steam Machine 2, whatever. They're just calling it Steam Machine again. Nothing added. But they also announced a bunch of other peripherals. Um, they also announced the Steam Frame, and so on and so forth. But the main star of the show is the Steam Machine. So a lot of people are expressing some interest in this. The big problem right now with the Steam Machine announcement is, while a lot of people are curious, a lot of people are interested. This is looking like an an entry level, potentially for some people who are PC curious. Something to kind of have in your living room, specifically to play, Steam games. Um, but again, very, very price dependent. Um, a couple misconceptions that I've seen. One thing in particular that I've seen is that this device is more powerful than a PS5. That is not the case. So people need to set the record straight as far as the power. This is falling somewhere between the Series S and the PS5. So power wise, it's not super strong, but it is capable of, playing quite a few titles at 4K 60 FPS, depending on the settings. Um, if you guys want to see the specific settings, they talk about it on the Digital Foundry. He did state, that he did mess with the settings, and when he turned on ray tracing, like, it dropped significantly. Um, somewhere in the 30s and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's definitely not this super powerful device as some people are kind of alluding to. Like, I see a lot of, again, in true fashion of social media, a lot of people trying to, oh my god, I'm just gonna drop my PlayStation and go full Steam machine, baby. Like, and like, I'm like, you could have been went PC if that was the case. So this whole I'm gonna drop my PlayStation thing, that I don't know, like these weird agendas where people feel the need to constantly mention PlayStation is just too funny. Um, but yeah, if you haven't done that by now, I don't think the Steam machine is going to make you drop anything. So people need to stop the nonsense. The other thing I keep seeing is like people are like, oh, I don't need to play for multiplayer as well, so I'm going to save. Again, this is a PC thing. You could have been done that if you were so hurt about that whole process. So people are just regurgitating a bunch of PC centric thought processes about this thing. And that's not, I think a lot of people are in for a rude awakening when the price finally gets announced for this thing, among another thing as far as its capabilities, right? This is not a PC replacement. If you, I'm assuming at some point, it has PC parts, right? So you can put Windows on it. The moment you do something like that, though, you're defeating the purpose of it being a Steam machine. Part of the reason it's going to run as well as it does is the Steam OS. So doing that would defeat the purpose, and you might as well have got, a standard PC. Because a lot of what it has on board is primarily meant to function in tandem with the Steam OS, so on and so forth. But again, it is an interesting looking device. I think the form factor is great. They did a real great job on that. I mean, it's pretty small. And I think it's going to be a great companion device is what I would call this. I've seen a lot of people interested in it as a device to access some games that just don't come to console, that are Steam only. And I think that's a great idea. But I think that is, again, going to be very dependent on people's, excess income and what they're willing to really spend on this device. Because personally, I don't think this device is worth, more than like $499. I think that is really where it needs to land. I think anything above $649 is literally insane for the price or performance for this device. Again, people have different levels of expendable money. I mean, this thing could come out and be $1,000, and for some people, $1,000 ain't nothing. But yeah, I think they need to be real careful about the pricing for this device. I think the sweet spot is $499. Obviously, there's two variants. There's a 512 and a 2 terabyte. As stated on Digital Foundry, he mentioned basically the problem with 512. There's really no space. 512 gigabytes is nothing. You will constantly be running out of space. So personally, that wouldn't work for me. So the only device, if we did consider getting it, would be the 2 terabyte model. So again, price wise, that needs to be really comparative. Especially because you can just get one off the shelf as well. So you can get the 512. So if the pricing from them directly is they're overpricing the 2 terabyte variant, people will just get the base variant and then upgrade to the 2 terabyte and so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting, like I said, to see where they kind of land with the pricing with this device. But again, like I said, a lot of the conversation is just kind of surrounding this device. I've kind of laughed at, because it really just seems like people again trying to take a shot at PlayStation over this device. When again, like I said, this device isn't even more performant than a PS5 in 2026 when they do launch this device. So again, a solid companion device if they nail the price point, is my opinion. As someone who has several devices in my house, I have 15 different alternatives to this device in my house already. So, and I know one person in particular in a group chat I was in, they were saying they're kind of the target market because they have about 900 games on Steam between them and their wife. And I was like, well, welcome to my world. We've got almost 3,000 games between us and the Steam family. So yeah, I've got the games, but again, like I stated, if the price is wrong, like, it's not happening. Like, that's just where I'm at with it. I don't need the device. I don't need a device to play Steam. Nothing. My PC is hooked up to my 55-inch OLED already. So again, like I said, this would be a companion device that could easily go in the living room. But again, price, because like I said, price to performance is extremely important here. Um, Doing a good job at least on the marketing. Everybody's giving them solid free marketing. You know, all the little cute variants of colors and dressing it up like an NES and all the little fun things and the uh, the cake is a lie companion cube and all the fun stuff people are thinking about decorating this thing with already. But again, like I said, if the price is not matching that performance, then I think it's going to be a hard sell. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people really think once we get some final information on this. Like I said, price being the main thing that's missing here, because that is going to determine a lot. RAM is also up through the roof. There's DDR5, so again, I don't know if that's going to be a factor for them. Um, so as far as the pricing, also where it's made, a bunch of other stuff, tariffs, so on and so forth. Like there's a bunch of stuff that could really, really hinder the pricing on this device, depending on the decisions they make. So, yeah, a lot of things to consider as far as this device. It's exciting. Like I said, it's giving a lot of people a glimpse of who don't really want to go full PC. Like I said, to just kind of get that Steam big picture mode experience. But yeah, uh, Morgan, I know you expressed some interest and whatnot in this device when it was first announced. How are you feeling after all the information that's come out, after all the discussions we've had? What is your opinion on the Steam machine for yourself so far?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's straight. Like, that's cool. Um, I'll consider getting it. Like, it's all price dependent, really. Um, for me, it wouldn't be a my main device. Like, I just consider this. It seems to be built as like a companion device. This is something that you get if you already have a Steam library, or if you're already have like a main console or a main platform and you just want something to access Steam games, then this is what it seems to be built for. Um, like, I'm not worried about the lack of GPU or whatever people are talking about, because it would literally just be for indies for me. Like, I just wanted to use it to play the PC indie games that aren't available on PS5, and everything else I would just play on my PS5. Um, but yeah, it's really all price dependent. Like, if it's under 500, I'll get it. Um, anything probably over that, it's gonna have me scratching my head, really thinking about it. Like, I don't, yeah, I don't know. But 500 or 550, yeah, I'll probably get it. Um, like, I mean, I pretty much knew. Like, it was just all pointed in this direction for Valve to go this way. Like, I kept saying they're gonna make a Steam machine. Like, it's just gonna happen, just because um trying to get the Steam onto the into the living room, essentially, trying, with the Steam Deck and all the innovations they've been making with their Steam OS. It just seems like the right time to try again with the Steam machine, because there was a lot of issues with the first one when it came to trying to have that synergy between the PC and console. They had a lot of issues with that with the first one, but now that they've gotten a pretty good handle on SteamOS, it seems like a great time to release a box essentially that you can just plug in and have your Steam library. And the fact that they got it into that small of a form factor is really cool. The fact that it's got the little face plates that you can change, and they've already got companies like Dbrand already getting their faceplate customizations already for this thing is hilarious. But I've seen some really cool customizations for it. And but at the end of the day, it is sitting in between the Series S and a PS5. It's like, people got to remember that. Like, I know they're promising 4K 60, But I mean, all these companies love doing that, right? Saying those
Oh
arbitrary
yeah,
numbers, but most of that will just be, upscaling,
yeah.
and that'll be pushing it. Like I'm pretty sure it's not going to be for the majority of games. They're not going to be 4K. Like
No, they
it's gonna
they
like,
they won't.
especially in the AAA realm, like
I do
you.
agree that I think it's a mistake not making it a FSR4 device in 2026,
Yeah,
considering FSR4
I
is
think
way
it's
better than 3.
hopefully this is all about trying to get it
The
at the
cost,
lowest common denominator, right?
yeah,
Like trying to make this as cost efficient as possible. Because if they're doing, making all these cuts with the GPU and the VRAM and FSR3, and it's still $700 or $800, then there was really no point.
yeah,
Like
I agree.
it's like if you're making all these cuts, then it should be because you're trying to get this device as low costing as possible, right? And it shouldn't be anything over 500, to be honest. But at the end of the day, like, regardless of the fact that a lot of these parts are cheap now, like I was saying last night, there's a price to be paid for convenience, right? And an all-in-one little box that you can just pick up and take with you wherever. You can, take the micro SD and take it out and put it in your Steam Deck or put it in your little the VR device that they have and everything.
Hmm.
And it's all just one little ecosystem, right? Um, there's usually a cost for a form factor like that, right? They increase the price based on convenience. Um, so, like, even though you can make a PC probably just as strong for whatever they decide to name the price, they're
Yeah,
like, well, but you can also can't, pick that PC up and take it everywhere as convenient as you could this little small box, right? Um, and that's kind of what they're hoping to get people on. But yeah, I think they're well aware of what people feel about this, and I think that's why they didn't, name the price when they, just drop this announcement out of nowhere, right? Like the price was nowhere to be found.
hmm,
Um, so it makes me think that they're still in talks discussing what the price should be. So hopefully they're looking at the feedback of the community and hopefully taking it in and realizing that anything really over 5 to 600 is going to be seen as a no-go for a lot of people. But
absolutely.
again, Valve isn't really a hardware company, and I don't think they really care about um selling as much hardware as they possibly can. They're not a PlayStation or a Nintendo. They don't really care about hardware sales, right? They're fine with the Steam Deck only having like what 5 or 6 million um out there. So maybe they don't care to sell that. Maybe they know this is a niche device and they're cool if it only sells 3 or 4 million, right? Um, it's all dependent. But hopefully they'll factor in that if they do have the right price, they could reach a market that Steam hasn't really been able to get, like those console living room players. They could finally get into that market if they price it correctly. Um, and I think that could offer some competition between PlayStation and Xbox. Obviously, it wouldn't be in the power department,
Hmm.
but as far as like the library of games that it has to offer, it would offer a little bit of competition with that, and the freedom of Steam and the free online and things like that. Even though with Steam OS it is limited, you can't access the most popular of the live service games like Call of Duty and Fortnite because of the what was it called?
The
The
anti cheat, the anti cheat can't
the
run on
anti
Steam
cheat.
OS.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you can install Windows, but that's a whole issue that most people don't really want to deal with. You know,
yeah. That's
they don't
kind of
want to
the
be
point of
going through
this
the back
device is to
end.
not deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's supposed to be essentially not a full plug and play experience, but a lot closer than it is with a PC like you build yourself. It's supposed to be that form factor box. So it does look interesting. And
Hmm.
I like when it was announced, I got excited. I was like, oh hell yeah, finally, because I don't want like as much as people try to get me on it, I really don't want a traditional PC. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the updates. I don't want to deal with the bullshit. I just want to be able to access the Steam library in the easiest way possible.
Okay.
And this seems like a good way to do it. But it's all going to come down to the price. So if they can price it correctly, I think they would have a winner on their hands. But we shall see that, and it's coming out pretty soon, like Q1 2026.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what makes the announcements even, more exciting is the fact that it's like coming up around the corner, right? They kept this secret for this long and was just like, hey, just so you know, in like the next few months, we'll be releasing this device. Well, three different devices, that and the controller and the VR headset. The
Mm-hmm.
controller looks cool with the little
Little
mouse
touch
touch
pads.
pads, and yeah, it
Really?
looks, yeah. I
That
mean, it's
shit
big and
look not
beefy.
only ugly
I'm
but
just interested to see
uncomfortable
how it
as
works, to
fuck.
see how it feels. You
Yeah,
said what?
same.
I said that shit look not only ugly but uncomfortable
I
as
mean,
fuck.
it all depends. I'd have to check for
Yeah, I
myself.
think you gotta hold it because while it looks crazy,
Also,
a lot of people who have tried it have talked about how good they thought the controller was.
Yeah,
So,
I heard that. I heard that as well, but I don't know. I need to try it myself, but
I mean,
yeah.
you weird with controllers anyway, so that's a whole
Mm.
nother thing.
right? You don't
Hey,
want to touch
don't you
nothing that's not
dare
a damn
vote
dual
me.
sense.
Is that the dual
Like,
sense, bro?
oh, it's not a dual sense, bro. Don't, no, no, thank you. Like, it's, yeah. So,
Oh man.
it's it's interesting. I think I'm just happy that Valve decided to jump back in. And once again, I keep saying, Microsoft can't escape. Whenever they run from competition, they just run into some other
Yeah,
competition,
they
which
do.
is just hilarious. They were like, "Oh yeah, 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 we don't consider PlayStation competition anymore." It's like, well, you don't consider them because they beat you. Like that's like running a race, losing, and being like, "Well, I don't really consider that other player competition." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because they beat your ass, bro. Left you in the dust. You lost. What are you talking about?" But and now you're going to another race, and then another candidate is popping out, and they've entered the market first.
Yep.
Um,
Steam said we're gonna cut them off at the
and
knees before they get in here.
yeah, and I see people saying, "Yo, this isn't really competition for Xbox because Xbox has Windows and they'll have Steam and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." But at the end of the day, like this is they're beating Xbox to the punch of what they wanted to do, which was bring the PC storefront to the living room,
Yep.
right? That was kind of the point for Xbox. And I get that they'll have more PC stores, but let's be real, most of these PC players don't care about anything outside of Steam.
True.
Like they'll be like, but it's got Epic and GOG. I'm like, you mean the storefronts that everybody hates and ignores? Like the ones that where Epic literally has to give away free games to get people to even care about? Or that if a game is exclusive to Epic, everybody riots and gets mad and just doesn't buy the game because they would rather have it on Steam?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's cool that Microsoft has all these different stores, but let's be real, Steam is the king store. Like outside of Steam, really nobody's getting much play because just Steam is just so consumer friendly and it's what everybody likes. Like it's cool that Microsoft's going to have all these other stores, but let's be real, most of y'all are not going to be using anything outside of like Steam and maybe like the Xbox store for Game Pass or whatever. But the the fact that they have this Steam OS and it's integrated in there, I think, and like I said, it's going to be price dependent. But if they get this under 500, I think the next Xbox would definitely have some competition in that market, especially with Xbox essentially not, um, they're not going to take any losses on this next console, right? It's projected to be like $1,000 or more dollars for the next Xbox. So if Steam can come in, undercut them, and you can still have access to PC games, I'm just saying it looks like a little bit better of an offer, at least to me, than the Xbox integration. But because just with the Windows, the whole Windows OS, man, everybody's getting fucking tired of Windows OS and the issues that I'm seeing with a lot of um, the ROG Ally Xboxes, and I'm seeing some people take them back because they're just having so much trouble trying to get this thing integrated, and the pop-ups, the updates, just the fact that it's not as seamless as it should be, right? It's not like your Xbox system where you turn it on, the store comes on, and you just focus on what's on the Xbox store and what's in your library. Like there's just too much background noise with Windows,
Yep.
and hopefully
Like I told people
they'll
it would
get
be.
that. Yeah, hopefully they get that sorted out. I mean, they have what 2 years before this next Xbox launches in 2027, so they have time, and hopefully they'll be working the bugs out. Obviously testing it with the ROG Ally and everything like that. But if it doesn't improve, if it's still as janky as it is right now, I just don't see it having much of a competition with Steam, like with the Steam box. Um, the Gabe Cube, as they've dubbed it, which is hilarious to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's very enticing. It's very enticing. Like nothing about it so far is a negative for me. Like I said, I don't the store, the 2 terabyte, that's great. The GPU, yes, it's underpowered, but again, for my case use, I would only use it for PC exclusive indies. So it having to run 4K or whatever is not a problem for me. Um, like everything about it is great. The only question mark I have, like I don't care about it not running Fortnite or Call of Duty. I don't play those games anyway, so I don't give a shit. The only question mark is the price. Because if they can get the price right, they got a customer out of me. Okay. I will be purchasing games via the Steam store, Valve. Okay. I will be giving you my money if the price is right. But
Yep.
if they're gonna sit here and be like, yeah, it's $800, I'm like, bitch.
Yeah, absolutely
Listen,
not.
You're finally joining PC Master Race or Waiter Race?
I mean, it's not gonna be way to race because I'm gonna be playing games that are on there day one.
Facts.
Like I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
waiting for
you.
anything. Like, because I mean, I'm not using it to play PlayStation games. I'm using it to play PC indie games.
Oh yeah,
So it's
PC
like,
and Xbox. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the only reason I want it. So I
I
think
don't
I will
blame
be
you.
like, I'm the perfect customer for this box, because I think they are well aware that there are people who do want to get on PC and Steam, but they just kind of wary about entering the PC space, about buying a big PC, about messing with it, tinkering with it, upgrading with it. So they're just going to give you this kind of pre-built box that's ready to go. It's got Steam OS integrated into it. You can plug it into your TV and play it that way. Um, but again, everything is price dependent. So yeah.
Agreed. I think that was perfectly stated. I think a large portion of the chat agrees. Most people have their hard line on the price in the chat. Um, you know, Fox is saying, she wants it for 500. I'm the same way. Like I see, some people are saying under 600 for the 2 terabyte. So yeah, again, hopefully they're paying attention to that price point. It's like I said, especially for that performance, and see what happens.
Did they say when they planned on discussing price? I don't think they did.
They didn't. Yeah, it'll just.
I don't know.
I'm assuming another surprise drop,
Yeah.
or maybe CES
It's
early
coming out
next
so
year.
soon. So
Yeah, CES is the only
mm,
show they have to reveal it at. If they're gonna go for a show to reveal it, but
yeah.
um,
And they gotta get pre-orders
I
out and things like that. So
Yeah,
well,
I hate to burst your bubble, but I think you're really optimistic about that price.
oh, I'm not. I think I said I would hope that they announce it at 500 under, but I don't think they will. I think it'll be like 8 to 9.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah. Same. I think the low end will be like somewhere between 6 and 7, and the high end will
Yeah.
be 8, 9.
whew, that's gonna be a tough
Just let
sell.
me dream a little bit. Just let me dream a little bit. Let me believe that Valve is
Okay,
aware.
didn't say anything, Morgan.
Let,
I mean, to
let
be
me live in
fair,
my
Believe I
fantasy
can
land.
fly.
I think you could get away. You're one of the few people who could get away with the 512 variant and just get like a external drive or something if you wanted to extend it.
Yeah.
So I
Like if it's
think,
that, I'll just get the 512. Like I would obviously prefer the 2 terabyte, but
yeah.
yeah.
So I think with
To
indies and stuff like that, you'll be
to
okay.
to to, to be honest though, I if you really just want to play indies, maybe you might consider just getting the Steam Deck. I mean,
How
you
dare
don't
you?
need that extra power, plus you have a handheld basically.
How dare you, sir? It's like I do want to, because I was considering getting a Steam Deck, but I just really want to play it on my TV. Like on the big
But you,
screen. But
yeah,
I
but
mean,
you
I don't
can
know.
you can hook your Steam Deck to your TV, so you don't need the Steam box.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but damn it, Luke, shut up.
Yeah,
She's like, I want that power though. I want that little bit of extra power though. I
I
mean,
want
and
that little
that
yeah,
and that
yeah,
extra
yeah, yeah,
boost. I
yeah.
can see my 2D in my 2D
yeah, yeah.
games in HDR.
Play your Pixel HD remasters in 8K. Yeah,
Stop judging me.
No, I mean, I
that
think
no,
it'll have.
never.
I think it'll have HDMI 2.1 and a bunch of other stuff that's important as well. Um, that was actually a discussion they had about the hardware, designing this primarily for a TV, which is something that Steam normally does not do. So there was a bunch of other stuff that they talked about um, in the Digital Foundry and a bunch of other breakdowns. So again, that I definitely think it's. I mean, it is being designed to be the superior TV experience if you want that, like you said, the Steam experience on your TV. So because the Valve specifically stated, the engineer, he was like, we noticed a bunch of Steam Deck players literally just leaving their Steam Decks docked, and they were like, while you can do that, we wanted to design something from the ground up that was designed for that, as we see a lot of people want to do that. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see
Yeah, and I
what they
just really
do.
want to change the faceplate into something cool.
Yeah, I
It's
think the
like
design
when
is really good.
customization comes into question, like when customization is an option and then you get really cool options. Like I like that wood grain option. That looked really cool. Like I don't know. I'm a sucker for that type of that type of useless bullshit.
No,
Like
I
that and the
agree.
RBG light. Like I was like, oh, you can customize the RBG light. Like that's not gonna affect my gaming in any way, but it's cool. like like I was just like, that's cool. You can use it to monitor the loading and everything like that. I was just like, damn, I like that. Like I'm a sucker for that stupid ass useless shit.
Yeah, I know Fox like the e ink front display that
Yeah,
shows
apparently they
like the
weren't even gonna
CPU.
sell that. I'm like, why did you show that and be like, yeah, we're not selling that?
Yeah, I was like, that was a mistake. So I'm gonna need y'all to just specify when you're selling that, because they were saying it was for developers to see, and I was like, dude, people want to see that stuff. Like, why would you
Yeah.
not sell that? So even if they don't do it, someone else will. So
Yeah, so somebody's gonna do it. So
yeah, the mods for this little cube thing are gonna be crazy. But yeah, Weeb, how are you feeling about this device? Are you interested at all? Do you care? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, uh, as for me, like I already own the Steam Deck, so like I said, I don't see the added value to that. I
Okay.
already have it hooked up to my TV. I can play all the indie games I want. I use it as an emulator. Um, I yeah, I mean, and if you really want to play, PC games that require a bit of extra power, like yeah, this not gonna cut it, right? Like then you really need to look at a gaming PC or a gaming laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, like I don't really need to be honest, like the only game genre that I would not want to play on a console is an RTS game. But
Yeah.
that genre, I know there's still games in the genre being made, but like the heydays are over. Like the times of Command and Conquer and StarCraft are over. So I don't really have a need right now for a beefy game PC experience right now. So I'm very content with my Steam Deck. Like it runs everything, perfectly. Like I have Hades 2 on there, and it runs like a charm. Like there, I have no complaints about it. So I don't really see, for me personally, the need to get a get the Steam machine. It would really be like Morgan said, a vanity thing. You have the thing and put custom plate on it, but like I don't know what I would use it for, because in the end, like I still have the Steam Deck. Like I don't know and I have a dog, so I don't know what the added value would be to have like it might serve the same purpose as my Xbox right now, which is just filling space and gathering dust because there is really no reason to own it aside from Game Pass, which with the current pricing I will just let run out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I know I've seen a lot of people talk about like, okay, they see this as sort of that they're going to compete with PlayStation now or with the console gaming. I mean, they literally said it's a PC, and that's what it is. I mean, it's different form factor PC. Um, it's not like the only way they seem to think it's going to compete with consoles is that okay, yeah, it's convenient because it's a pre-built device, which again is not necessarily different from okay, you can also buy a pre-built PC, but it sort of looks like it looks like a GameCube basically, like it looks like a console, right? And you can put it on like yeah, you can put it on your TV, and it's sort of plug and play. That's kind of the convenience they're selling, or at least that's the impression we're getting. And people are like all over the place, and oh yeah, no, this means the end of consoles, blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't. This is going to be a very niche device in the same way the Steam Deck didn't suddenly make the Switch irrelevant, right? Like, if you look at the numbers, it didn't like do that well as in terms of it. I mean, I don't think it was a flop as in it did underperformed. I think it performed exactly as Steam or as Valve expected it to, because they were not selling this as in, oh, we want to conquer the handheld market. They sold this as, okay, we're gonna use this device to get some extra money out of our own customers and maybe get some new ones that are in the market for handheld design. And sort of they literally we saw after that like so many other manufacturers coming with their own handheld devices. Like they're basically just setting a trend there that others will follow. And I would not be surprised that following that we're gonna get a Steam box ish thing from Asus or Lenovo or whatever. Look at the Legion box or whatever. I would not be surprised if we're going to see a lot of other companies coming out with their own sort of console-like PC, which in the end shows you that is not going to be a direct competitor with console experience, because again, it's not just about the fact that you have a piece of hardware that can play games. You have an ecosystem, you have exclusives, which even if they're timed, they're still exclusive. Like PlayStation still has or Sony still has a very viable strategy considering how well they're doing. I also don't think like that this somehow I heard people say, oh, they need to stop putting their games on PC now because Steam is going to come for their aiming for the next, right? Like, yeah, I don't think that's the aim that Valve is going for. What I do think is that they did purposely, in some way, try to undercut Microsoft, right? With their announcement that their next console is going to be a hybrid console, and then Valve is coming on. Oh yeah, look, we have we have our Steam machine. Oh, and it is a PC, right? That almost feels like a dig towards Microsoft, like they're trying to insist that their their PCs are consoles. Their Rock Allied is oh no, it's a handheld Xbox. It's an Xbox. No, it's not. It's a handheld PC that's already in the market. And it's probably going to be the same thing of whatever their plan is for the next Xbox, for their hybrid console. And I think that's and I joked about, like, I think they probably were trying to just partner up with anybody who's bringing out gaming PCs. Look, can we do like an Xbox version of that? Can we put a sticker on it? And now they're like, oh fuck, like maybe we need to put in some work, because people probably are expecting that you at least have some sort of form factor that's unique. On the other hand, like I said, if there are going to be other players who are going to follow Valve in, hey, we're going to also create basically the non-handheld version of our gaming PC. Then maybe Asus might come up with their I don't know, the Rock Ally standalone version, or whatever they want to call it, and they're going to partner with Xbox. Oh yeah, no, that's a new Xbox, right? It's we know it's already on the market, but we partnered with Asus again to make sure that we put an Xbox button on that box, right? That might be how they're going at it. But it will also demonstrate like how irrelevant that strategy is going to be. But because again, like the Rock Ally, yes, I know that they're sad that it's they're sold out. They sold more than there were more pre-orders than they expected. Not saying much, because they probably were not expecting a lot, because it's a niche variant of an already niche product, right? So they probably did not produce very, very many, and that's kind of telling about what you can expect from that next Xbox console. I think there is definitely some way of I don't even think it's sort of like this tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make fun of them. I think I think Valve definitely is some way they see Microsoft more of a threat to their own position than they see Sony, because Sony is just doing their own thing. Yes, everybody is, of course, competing for the same gamer pool, but they're very segregated. Like PC gamers, the diehard PC gamers are not going to come to consoles, just because you have exclusives, because they're just going to wait. And the same way, like Morgan just demonstrated, like she doesn't want to have the hassle of an actual, traditional PC. Like, and there are many people are like that, and they're not gonna jump to PC just because, oh yeah, I know, it's the best possible experience you're gonna get, if you once you set it up right. So I don't think that you're just gonna suddenly I think people are not as the gamers are not as how you put it, uh, uh, flexible in that sense, that they're not it's not, it's very naive to think that this is just one big gaming market, in the same way that you cannot say that mobile gamers are the same kind of gamers as us, as the hardcore gamers, right? Because we want to have the best possible gaming experience, and when we want it, in the way we want it. We're not interested in you don't see playing Candy Crush as a substitute to playing the next AAA Sony first party game, or The Witcher 4, or whatever is coming next. That's a unique experience that you want to play in the best way possible, but you're not going to play on your mobile phone, and certainly it's not the same as just playing any random mobile game. So that's in the same way. I don't see that as you know the gaming market is not simply the same kind of gamer that's interchangeable, and you can just everybody will migrate to whatever platform is the most convenient or has the most games or whatever. You're gonna have to offer something that caters to them, to their taste, to their acceptance levels of convenience. Um, that are not interchangeable, and people are very much creatures of habit. They're not going to suddenly change just because you're telling them that's the most logical thing to do. um yeah that's yeah that's something that I think particular Microsoft doesn't realize when they're always talk about, oh, there are like a billion gamers or whatever. No, they're not. That's not the market that you're ever going to capture. And now they're moving away from the traditional, console strategy, and they're become more and more like a third-party publisher with, currently a console, and probably make some hardware in some sort of partnership way. And yes, I do think that in that sense they're trying to compete with Valve there, because Valve has a massive corner of that market. They are the de facto PC gaming store, right? Like, yeah, they have competition with GOG and Epic, but they're the biggest. They have the most dedicated fan base. Most people prefer the Steam ecosystem, as were. They're invested in it, and they're not really keen on leaving that. And yeah, I think Microsoft somehow they have always had an ambition. Okay, yeah, we wanna get the Windows store, the Windows gaming store going. We want people to subscribe to our services. We want them to experience, gaming, and particular PC gaming, with us, because we're Windows. That's our platform. That's why they're saying everything is an Xbox, because essentially that's what they want to. That's their aim. They want to corner that market, and I think in that way, I like I said, I don't think they'll succeed in that. But I certainly think that Valve is like, okay, we know you're not gonna be able to do it, but we do understand that you're trying to essentially gun for us, right? I mean, Phil Spencer literally said, like, years before, for the Activision deal, that he suggested that they should have bought Nintendo and Valve. Um, yeah, I mean, that literally shows them that, okay, this is what they value, this is what they want, and now they're like, okay, okay, we're not going to buy them, or we can't buy them, so we're gonna try to supplant them. Which, again, they're not gonna succeed in doing that, but I do think Gabe took that personally, in the sense that they're saying, like, okay, you're saying that you can just come for us. You're saying that you can beat us. Oh, sure. I'm just gonna launch that PC hybrid console that you were talking about, or at least what essentially the point is that you were trying to, um, in the end, trying to create. And and I don't think they have any ambition there that's gonna they're just, everybody's gonna play on that, like, the console war's over, definitely. Like, nobody's gonna want to play in the console. They're all gonna come to us. They know that's not gonna happen. They know it's not gonna. They know that in terms of dedicated hardware, PlayStation is probably still going to be king, together with Nintendo, with the hybrid handheld, console market. But they understand. Okay, we are still the kings of PC, and yes, we're going to add something, to that to sort of nudge us a bit in a sort of a different niche in that market, but also to very clearly send a message here to Microsoft, like, yeah, no, you're not going to come gun for us. We are going to be there when you launch that a hybrid thing, whatever it's going to be. You're not going to succeed, and don't even try it. And again, I don't think they're worried that Microsoft is going to beat him in any way. But it does feel like, and like, again, this is sort of feeling I can't. It will probably never. Nobody will ever admit to that. Like Valve will never say we just we just released that out of pettiness. But there is a thing there where I think that part of the decision to launch this, and probably the way they did launch it, is to somehow respond to the Microsoft strategy, and saying, okay, and it's sort of, in a way, it is effective as it sort of dilutes the waters, right? Because now if Microsoft drops their device, which again might be simply the Asus or the Lenovo version of the Steam machine with an Xbox branding, like, okay, cool, but we already did it, and there's already a lot of other places, and again, that might also be part of the strategy, of saying, yeah, we just want to entice our competitors who follow our direction when we launch Steam Deck. We want them to also launch one, because then there's no de facto hybrid console, hybrid PC console, whatever thing, because there will be so many, and that kind of will screw over in some way that strategy that they were aiming for, that Microsoft was aiming for. Again, like, it's sort of the divide and conquer strategy. It's not necessarily that they will, oh yeah, we're gonna corner that market. Like, no, we're good. We are where we want to be. But we're just gonna put out something out there to make sure that anybody who thinks they're gonna gun for us, like, oh yeah, what their angle is not gonna work, because we already essentially poisoned the world. We already made sure that it is going to be ubiquitous, that everybody's gonna that there's going to be like 10 different versions of the thing by 10 different manufacturers, and you're never going to find a dedicated fan base or a de facto a version of this device, because everybody's going to just choose their own preference. At least that's my take on it. Again, I'm not claiming I have any inside knowledge or whatever, but it sort of does feel that way, that in some way that's probably part of the like, again, the device obviously wasn't developed a long time ago. It's not that they suddenly said, okay, we're going to make this soon as Microsoft announced their strategy. But I certainly think that there's part of the way they released this, and the part of their marketing, and when that certainly is influenced by the way that Microsoft is moving, and the way that they're, because that's kind of the things. Like, if you're saying, oh yeah, PlayStation and like other console manufacturers and other competitors, Windows is our platform. Yeah, then you're gonna enter Gabe's garden, and he definitely wants to make sure that yeah, you're not gonna ruin his crops, right? That's kind of at least how I feel about it.
Cool. Omar, I know you already have a 4070 rig. You should have literally zero interest in this device. But what's your take?
Yeah, so the reason why people are targeting PlayStation is because PlayStation is the only console to be targeted. Xbox don't count, so it makes sense why they target PlayStation. Also, insecurity at its finest, and the number word that I love to use, and it's always true, validation. Like, even till the very end, they need validation to be on PC. I'm like, you're on PC, congratulations, you're on PC. You want a cookie?
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of throwing it out there like it's a threat or something.
Like, yeah, like,
I'm gonna get a Steam. I'm gonna get a Steam machine, and
are
then I'm gonna
you,
throw my PlayStation out the window. And it's like,
are you
okay.
are you flexing with the Steam machine? Don't you already have a PC? Heck, you already PlayStation. Like, also, good luck playing Yote and Death Stranding. Like the fact Death Stranding 2 to be uh, on the mark, but the fact that people are assuming the PlayStation are day and date like Xbox, it's laughable. But it also showcases that they want to play their game, but they don't love PlayStation. It's a dilemma. They want their game, but they don't want the brand. Like, I legit don't know what PlayStation did to these people. It's laughable. Now, going back to it, word on the street, it might launch with uh, Half-Life 3. So that would be neat for the people. Also, I'm genuinely curious what it's gonna cost because I mean it gotta be around what 1K, less than 1K. Then I would just say what people used to say. Why don't you just get a PC? Like, I legit don't know who this one for. Yeah, someone like Morgan, congratulations. But how many people like Morgan are there? Most people own a PC already, a capable PC. We've seen it, people switching from Xbox to PC. So I I'm curious how much this one is gonna cost and how much number it's gonna do. Look, Hero Down Under, I am with you. I don't like a PC because of the what you call it hassle trying to fix everything. A question in it with the Steam Deck, not the Steam Deck, this Steam console. Will it have troubleshooting like how PCs do, or will it be streamlined?
That depends on what the user does with it. If you do all the crazy nonsense that people do with their Steam decks, with emulation and all the other stuff, I mean, you're you're going to have as much trouble as you give yourself. If you just play Steam games and you purchase a game on Steam and you launch it and you use the recommended settings, you'll probably be perfectly fine.
And another thing is with Steam, d- with it, I'm pretty sure they're gonna find a way to make it terrible with Steam Deck. But yeah, from what I understood, it's not stronger than a PS5 Pro.
It's not
It's
stronger than
a
a
little bit
PS5.
not strong. It's a little bit better than PS5, base
No,
PS5.
no,
No.
But
it's
even
not.
No,
that,
it's not.
It's not. It is between a Series S and a PS5.
then it legit makes a question with this one for. Because it's not capable to play what Steam people want to play. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna mobile on it and be done with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it can play some stuff. I mean, like I said, they played Cyberpunk at 4K 60, but again, that is at a very specific
how
setting.
old is Cyberpunk?
It's old, but people still use
Yeah,
it as a baseline because it's continued to
yeah.
be updated with a lot of later tech. So that's why they still
Cyberpunk
use it.
is the next what's called the one that they always do. Does it play?
Crisis, yes, I know
Yeah,
the
thank
joke.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But going back to it, I'm I am curious how it's going to do,
yeah. I
and
mean, it'll be interesting.
it's, it's gonna be the price also. Also, another thing, and why does it feel like this? It feels like a Series S,
Mm,
not in term of power, but just existence. Just how the Series S didn't need to exist. This feels like it didn't need to exist. Like you already got a Steam Deck and a PC.
again, you have to listen to what they stated. What they stated makes sense. Whether or not it appeals to you is one thing. Like I said, you wouldn't be the target audience at all. So again, like this device coming out doesn't make any sense for you. Um,
Yeah, and don't get me started on the god awful controller. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna lie. I for a second. So here's the thing. You know me. I hate troubleshooting on PC, which is why I always ask for your help, or I used to ask for my brother's help, which in turn turned me off from PC. So if this console can legit kill troubleshooting and it's cheap, I could see myself getting one, but I'm pretty sure I won't.
yeah, I mean, I don't ever see you purchasing this device. It literally has zero use for you.
I think because I have someone like you that help me, support me. Otherwise, I would think of something like that because you know how
Your
irritating
PC, you have one
troubleshooting.
setup, and your PC is already more powerful by a
Yeah,
massive margin over this device, so it has no
yeah,
point purpose.
I know. It's like 5 times something powerful. I know.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll run into our last thing here before we get out of here. Um, Jeff
Oh yeah, one
announced,
last thing. Congratulations to PC people for finally joining the console war.
I guess. Anyway, so Jeff announced that Monday they are going to finally announce the nominees for the Game Awards, which will take place later in December. So this Monday we'll find out who all the nominees are locked in, and we'll also get to see if, for the first time ever, if they extend the the Game of the Year category beyond six. It was stated at some point, if they ever thought there was a need to, that they could extend it. By how much, we don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what happens with a lot of these categories. Like I said, it's pretty obvious who the heavy frontrunner is, whether you like it or not. Um, Expedition 33 is looking like the beast that it is. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. These votes are always, based on a panel of industry quote unquote experts from various publications, magazines, and so on and so forth, IGN, and what have you. Um, there has been a ton of games this year that have released that have honestly scored incredibly well. Um, there's a ton of 90 rated games. Like I think it's been a while since I've seen so many. But even games that aren't a 90, that are in the 80s and so on, are still just really, really highly received. There's been a ton of surprises. Um, except for me specifically, it just happens to be on screen at the moment. But Digimon Time Stranger was a huge surprise for me. As someone who has played the previous two Digimon entries and Cyber Sleuth, like that game Time Strangers is just a massive step up for that series. Huge, huge, huge for them. Um, you've had quite a bit of interest from Nintendo. You've had quite a bit of things from PlayStation, and then you had, at least quantity wise, you've had a lot of releases from Xbox. So yeah, a lot of stuff out here. A ton of indies doing incredibly well this year, as well. Just a crazy, crazy year. With that, and obviously being excited for the Game Awards as we are every year, getting to see all the new world premieres and announcements. We're just everybody's final predictions before we go into Monday and see what gets locked in for Game of the Year. Um, so kind of gave this one to everybody ahead of time. We'll see what everybody thinks. I guess uh, the fun thing about this one is what we'll do, like normal, um, is your obviously everybody has a personal list and then what you think will be. So what is your personal games of the year? Uh, if you have six, or whatever, and then what do you think will be actually uh, announced? Uh, Omar, we'll start with you, sir.
Oh boy. Okay, look, we all know that it's gonna sweep.
As it should.
Like, I'm so conflicted because this year was crazy. I know we say it every year, but this year was legit crazy. Um, I could see so on top, it's gonna be 33. Uh, I know even what's his name wanted for it to be Death Stranding 2 on top. It's gonna be 33 on top. I can see next to it 33. I meant Death Stranding 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna be. They might have a Donkey Kong Bonanza. I never played it, so who knows? Give throw Nintendo a bone. Um, we need a few indies, so I mean, Sesame is per se an indie by itself. A question. Did patch? Did it launch? Um, did it make the cut or it didn't? I
That's
feel
it.
like it
That's
Yes,
such
it's
didn't.
a
made the cut.
yeah. Well, there you go.
What?
Morgan said yes.
Yes. Okay. Then I can absolutely see this patch sweeping in, because of the amount uh, of support it's been getting. And other than that, so I so then Kingdom Come 2, I th- so I think Kingdom Come 2 might actually be removed in favor of this patch, because at some point, yeah, games are amazing, but then more amazing games come after, and then the amazing games already get a bit forgotten. We've seen it every year. With this one, I think Yote is gonna be on top. It's gonna be in the nomination. What else? For me, I would love to see Split Fiction. That shit was phenomenal. I didn't play it, but we might see Hades 2 as well. And then there's also that Silk Song game. So yeah, it's like legit. I don't envy anyone being on the nomination to nominate this game, because no matter who you nominate, you're gonna alienate certain people. But one thing for sure, oh yeah, Digimon might be nominated. Who knows?
No way.
No
Yeah,
way.
I
No
don't
way.
think
No
so.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
definitely
mean,
not.
I love it, but I don't see it.
It won PlayStation
That
uh,
don't mean shit.
months. Okay, but one thing for sure, Jeff Keighley, you have plenty of JRPG to choose from for your what you call it, JRPG of the year. Don't give us some random games and pretend that they are the RPG or turn based.
RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am
it's
RPG.
RPG of the year,
Yeah,
not.
RPG. Yeah, RPG. Yeah, RPG. But yeah, I'm blinking on a few games, but I did mention the most that's gonna be nominated. But again, it's gonna be 33. It's gonna sweep. This is a phenomenon Last of Us 2 or God of War. I don't think I don't see it being stopped.
Cool. Um, Weeb, uh, what do you think is going to be the six? And then what are your personal, if you have six?
Oh, the six. We're not gonna assume they're gonna extend the number of nominees.
I mean, if you think they are, I mean, go for it. Yeah.
I think so, considering the number of bangers that came out this year. And the thing is, like, what I think, yeah, Expedition 33, um, Kingdom Come 2, definitely I think is going to be on there. I think Dispatch is going to be nominated as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost of Yote, probably Duncan Bonanza, Silk Song. Um, Maybe Death Stranding too, though I do fear it's gonna be maybe drowned out by the rest. Um, Split Fiction as well. I think there's a good chance it's gonna be nominated. Um, there was another one, but I forgot. Yeah. Oh yeah, Blueprints. Yeah, I think that one's probably gonna be on there as well. So yeah, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be extended. I think there's gonna be too many games worthy of the nomination that they're gonna extend it. Uh, Personally, for me, if I say 33, and I think definitely I agree with Omar is gonna win. Um, that's also my front for like my personal game of the year. But there has have been plenty of great games this year. I mean, Dispatch as well, Ghost of Yote. Um, I would also put Ninja Gaiden 4 on there for me personally because I enjoyed that game so much that I will definitely will put that up for nomination. Um, I mean, I know it's not gonna have a, it's not gonna be mentioned anywhere, but I absolutely love uh, No Sleep for Kanamidate, the third entry in the AI Insomnia Files series, because that's one of my favorite series. So yeah, and came out this year, so absolutely gonna is my one of my favorite games of this year. The sixth one. Um, oh yeah. I'll give it the Split Fiction. I mean, I want to give the Death Stranding too, but Split Fiction, I did enjoy it maybe a bit more. Um, yeah, I think that's those are probably my personal nominees. Yeah.
Cool. Morgan.
Yeah, it's a crazy year, 2025. So many great games that yeah, I hope that they increase the nomination list. Um, as far as what I think the six or hopefully more will be, pretty much in line with everybody else. I think it'll be Split Fiction, Expedition 33, Ghost, probably Donkey Kong because you got to put some Nintendo in there. Um, Hades, two, Silk Song. I would like to see Dispatch up there. Um, and it's Jeff, so you gotta have Jeff Training too. Come on, man, you gotta
Absolutely. Yeah.
he gonna roll he gonna roll out the red carpet for Bay. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
He's forcing that
Um,
issue regardless.
that's gonna get in there. Not that it doesn't deserve it, but yeah. Um, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, hopefully. I don't expect it though. Um, but yeah, as far as my personal goes, obviously Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Ghost of Yotei, Dispatch, Death Stranding 2. Um, shit, there's just so many great games I play. I can't even keep up with all of them.
I
Split
know.
Fiction, like I don't know. It's just I'm pretty much in line with everybody else. Like it's
Yeah.
just there's just so many great games that I really hope that Jeff will increase the amount of nominees this year. Because
Yeah.
if it was something along the lines of like golden joysticks, then there wouldn't be an issue, right? Where you can have like 10
Yeah, they
plus or
have
whatever
they have
nominees.
12 nominated. They went ham.
Yeah. So then it wouldn't be a problem. We would have all the games that, we consider good this year. We would have plenty of room for all of them. But yeah, it's the fact that he sticks to six usually that just kind of makes this really hard because it's just like like besides Expedition 33, which I think is going to be the overall game of the year and be the shoe in. It's like you can like switch, you can justifiably switch out like one game for another.
Yeah, I
You could
agree.
have your reason, but like, oh, I don't think you can take out Split Fiction and put, I don't know, Hades 2 or take out this and put that. Like it's just so many good games this year, which is gonna make Monday really interesting because that's when he's announcing the nominees. Um, I'm just there for the entertainment because I want to see people cry because some fandom is going to be very upset Monday at noon when he announces the nominations and their game that they've been, you know, parading around for the entire year isn't nominated.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see the tears flow on Monday. I'm gonna be there with popcorn to be honest. But yeah, other than that, but if you're a real gamer, you don't really care. You were just happy that you had a great 2025, right? It was a great year with amazing games that all did their job. The fact that we're sitting here debating over so many games possibly being game of the year is the highlight of this conversation. That there's so
Mm-hmm.
many games that are worthy of being, nominated, right? So I think that's kind of the thing we should take out of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I agree. And then quickly for me, personals, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Split Fiction, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotei, Digimon Time Strangers. Subject to change at some point, but yeah, those are my top hits so far. Um, as far as what I think will actually get nominated, Expedition 33, Donkey Kong, Death Stranding 2, Silk Song, Split Fiction, and KCD 2. If it's extended, maybe by one, Hades 2. Um, it'll be interesting to see, like we said, if that actually happens. But yeah, either way, it's been a hell of a year, and I'm really excited to see what they pick. I will say, like Morgan says, I normally don't care. And I'm just excited to have a good year. But if Expedition 33 is not nominated, we riot. Um, yeah,
Oh, there's
that,
no way it's not.
yeah.
There's literally no chance of that, like at all.
Yeah, that is shut it down. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
It would be funny though. It would make the timeline really funny though. I can't
oh,
lie.
it would be insane. Like it would. Oh my god, it'd be a mess all the rest of the year long. So
Mhm.
yeah, they'd be
Oh, don't
picketing
forget, yeah,
outside.
we can't forget, yo. Indiana Jones is technically in the running for this year. So, oh, that's obvious. That's an obvious W right there, guys.
Obvious,
We can't forget. We
yeah.
can't
I
forget.
mean, but
Front runner.
all the Xbox shows will talk about how Indiana Jones got snubbed. For being.
Oh, I can't wait for that too. That's gonna be a big conversation. We're just gonna act like that wasn't the best game of 2024, bro.
Yeah, like I mean, Indiana Jones clearly knocked it out of the park. Again, the Xbox tax, showing its face. It was a clear W, but as usual, they don't want to give Xbox credit, so another snub, another year, another snub. So yeah, I'm sure those conversations will be hilarious. Um, but yeah, it did make the nomination for the Golden Joystick, so it'll be interesting to see when they do get to Ultimate Game of the Year, if they even mention it. Because, like we said, they do a countdown. Their Ultimate Game of the Year is a little different. If you guys have never seen it, they actually tell you the order in which the games were voted. Um, so it's very interesting to see, like, oh, that game was almost Game of the Year, or that game was third runner up. So That's actually an interesting way to do it. I wish the Game Awards actually did that, so you would know how close it was. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to kind of see what happens with all these. And then, of course, on the 20th, this coming week, the Golden Joystick Awards actually takes place, being hosted by one of the voice actors or something from Requiem, the upcoming Resident Evil game. So it'll be interesting. She's got some. I hope she's funny because, uh, last year was hosted um, by Ben Starr, and he was hilarious. So, uh, yeah, hopefully it's just as funny and just as good as last year. So I'm excited to see that and see what they kind of do and the flow for that this year. And then of course later next year we have the Dice Awards, which I'm sure will definitely be taken by Expedition 33. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. You think Death Stranding 2 won't be nominated? Yeah.
How
Nah.
dare you?
Nah. Nah, it's definitely
Because
How
getting.
dare
they
you?
gonna be there front and center.
Kick him,
You already
kick
know
him,
he got a seat with his
kick him out,
name
kick
like
him
on
out.
it. Like
Yeah, yeah. Kojima was the first person
But
invited,
no,
so
but this talk though. Not gonna lie. I do feel a lot of what we think is gonna be nominated might not be nominated because there's just way too many games, and you know how people love their indie darlings. So something gotta give. Either they're gonna expand what you people said, or they just gonna uh,
yeah. I mean,
put
if they don't expand, like Morgan said it, the people, the fan bases that don't get nominated are gonna, oh man, it's gonna be funny.
yeah, like
I personally
imagine.
want Silk Song to not be on the list just because
But that's
those
the
fans are
thing.
extra crazy.
Im-
So
Imagine like what 6 to 8 years a silk song and not getting nominated.
man, Twitter would be
Like this is the
hilarious.
thing that I'm talking about. There's just too many games. Like there is what too many game of the year studios that got their own games. Like we have Hades 2, we have Silk Song, we have what you call it, Split Fiction. Like, who do you go with? Yes, 33 is gonna be the forefront, but you guys get me. It's not like this one game was the best and everything was okay at best. Nah, like close to 10, 15 game of the year alone this year. So I don't envy anyone. But with that being said, I'm out. I'm making food, so be right back at best.
Yep. And yeah, we're about to be out ourselves. So, uh, yeah, thank you for everybody that came through. Chat was lit. We definitely had some fun conversations about the Steam machine. Again, seems like everybody's interested within price being reasonable, and whatnot. And Game of the Year is going to be crazy. So this upcoming week is going to be fun. Um, but yeah, we let the people know where they can find you, sir.
Yes, absolutely exciting times. You can find me on Twitter as a Weep Sheriff with Infant Rhizome, and the same for Blue Sky, and of course, Otter Nation.
Otter Nation.
our nation.
Morgan, where can the people find you, ma'am?
Yeah, you can also find me on Twitter at Chill Bandits and PSN at Chill Bandit 336, playing some games and hopefully beating some games before the end of the year. You know.
All right,
So yeah,
that
thank you
wrap
guys for
up
joining
is
us.
fastly
Wrap up
approaching.
is coming. It's coming.
Mm-hmm. And
Mhm.
Omar, where can the people find you, sir?
So shout out to everyone that came through. Hit that like button to stream out. There was so many topics that we didn't cover. Next week's gonna be a fun one. You can find me at Carbon Job on Twitter and Vitamin D podcast every Wednesday 8 p.m. Eastern time. Play your game. Most importantly, play Dispatch and play Expedition 3 and your day. Oh, I can mention so many games. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, funny enough, I'm seeing a lot of people play Expedition 33 this week for the first time, which is just weird. Like, I don't know
I
what the
saw that
holdup was.
with Dispatch. I think FOMO is legit a thing for them.
Well, I mean, Dispatch isn't as surprising because I mean the game is still new and a lot of people were
Yeah,
waiting
it
for the
just
final
released. Yeah.
episode. So, but playing Expedition 33 all of a sudden is weird because it's been available all year. So, but yeah, I mean, more people playing, more people experiencing one of the greatest video games of all time. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's gonna be
Could
great.
possibly be called Game of the Generation, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's up there for me personally. Um, but yeah, with that, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Otter Nation.
All the nation.
Otter Nation.